This is Justin AMZN on Thursday, January 9th, 2020. Taking a look at the 5 minute. And today we had a lot more triangles shaping up. We had kind of that shape, that kind of triangle. This was actually very nice. I thought it was going to bounce another time, come into the apex, be a little slower. Nope, it definitely did not do that. It came right in here, broke down, retested. This was a great place to go bearish, and then it just went. And then I was hoping once it was down here, it was going to give us another hammer like that, and that didn't happen. But we did get kind of a tweezer-ish sort of bounce. It may look different on different time frame. But then we also had a bit of a triangle here with a flat top, and that just kind of grinded lower, a little bit lower. But just making triangles again. Right at the open, I thought this was going to get going. Much stronger bullish. I thought it was just going to go. It was breaking out from pre-market resistance, but it still had a lot of resistance from other days here. It did make a new high in the day. It was gapping above yesterday's close. This is kind of what I talked about yesterday, where if we got a gap up here, well, we got it, and it went up a little bit and then pulled right back down. So had this really crazy large candle. I thought there may have been some issue with the exchange or something when I saw that there was prices way down here. It's like, wait, weren't we just up in 19 teens and now we're almost down to 1900? What just happened? Something can't be selling. I mean, it can be selling off that quick when it's volatile like this, but nope, it's a real candle, and we didn't get it back above it. We held really held the close price there pretty much into this high, but that just made another opportunity to go short right here. And so there are some opportunities to get into calls down here and get into puts up here, and so this is the calls. This is 1925 call that I've been talking about. This is a really large candle. Did not get a close up above here, did not continue up above here. Had kind of some nice places to buy down near this low. Around $5 here, 5x4 possibly here for a nice little scalp. Then this one pulled back a little bit further. It just kind of kept moving a little bit more out of the money. So got a little cheaper, and then this way down here wasn't doing anything. But looking at the puts, we had the open high, and then we actually came down a little bit lower, but we actually held in between the 5x4 range here and then again here. And so this was relatively flat between these two. And going back right here, it wasn't really flat. It was actually holding a little bit closer, still out of the money, but still a little closer to the strike. Sorry, and the strike was 1900 puts right here. So this was great. We had some nice high wave candles right in here, and really could get this set up 5x4 or do like a stop limit 5x4. And if that did not fill, then it actually retested nicely. This is that candle I was talking about. This is right at 11:15. That is this candle right here, 11:15, where it's breaking down, it's making a new low. You've broken out of this triangle here, and it's retesting. And as it retests, that price, that high on the 5 minute on the stock, makes this low here on the put, and comes into a low, still between 5 and 6. So really could have been doing 6x5, or even like if you're watching it, 550 by 450, because then you would at least been below. Stop below this candle as it starts to break out, have a nice support down in there. So like 550 by 450 would have been the best case, but even if you had gotten in 6x5, and a nice clean number, 6x5 here, move back up into the high, that would have been up about 10. So from 6 to 10, that's 4. It's a nice move. And then because it's just been chopping around quite a bit, this was a nice big move to hold through. Getting out down here is somewhat reasonable, because you're getting back into some of the lows that were in the afternoon, and getting closer to some of these bigger candles in here. Like I was talking about yesterday, not holding all the way down into this, where it comes back into these hammers, but getting out at some level in here, or this one being a nice large candle after it takes out a low. That's the same price we came into right there. and then opportunities to go bearish here and again here meant you could have been buying more puts way up here in those lows. High wave candles again, maybe doing, getting in above this candle. So getting in around like 725 and a stop down at 625 to give it dollars worth of range, but you probably didn't need that much range. And then again over here, so this was one high and this was the other high on the stock, but in the option, it does show kind of a flat bottom here and then a bit of a flat bottom here, or at least a rounding bottom where it starts to move back up. And a nice little hammer here. Didn't really have another hammer to buy off of, kind of that, but not exactly. This one didn't really get going. This was a nice little hammer. This was at 140. Let's see what was going on at 140. Is it this? Yeah, so that was this. Doesn't quite look like a hammer, but it had a nice rollover from the 21 and pushed lower for another 15 minutes before it just pretty much went sideways the rest of the day. But that was buying here, nice range, about $100 for this candle. So getting in 750, stop at 650, a nice scalp up to 850. And that would have been the trade, So this price, you're looking for it to hold the 21. You're looking for it to hold something. I think this was holding the 21 and this was holding the 21. In here, yeah. Holding the 21, holding the 21, holding the 21. So that was kind of the guide. Once we broke down here, it's like, okay, where are we going to retest up to? Well, this price was actually right back into this low. Right back here, right back into this high wave candle. So it makes sense we could pause right here, but the 21 comes in and then the 21 comes in again here. And that, the resistance sort of shifted from a level, a price level to an average, a moving average level. So, and then we consolidated a bunch and formed some squeezes, but didn't really get going anywhere here. So after hours, looks like we're starting to rally a little bit again, which is not a surprise because it's been so bullish. We've continued to make some higher highs and higher lows. Yesterday was a bit of a lower high and lower low, kind of a flag. But having a couple bearish candles way up here like this, where we, this one now we've done a bullish gap and go essentially, not quite getting, let's see, the open was 1909.89 and the high yesterday was 1918. So we didn't quite close or get an open above yesterday's high. But, again, we've moved up above more bears. We've had kind of a fading day. It's retested enough, with these two candles and even these three now just going sideways for 3 days. It still could continue higher. Drop in volume. This is still looking like a stair step. And again, if you look back at some of these things that we've done in this range before, we've had some moves back up into 1925. We've had some smaller candles, some high wave consolidation candles in here, even right in here where we did a bearish candle and then gapped up and had a bearish candle. Next day we ended up gapping down and just rallied. And then that's when we started to break out and almost made it up to all-time highs. This is like these three candles right here looks really similar. This one, and then the one that we have today, it's a gap up, but it's not quite, it pulled back more than this one did here and gapped up higher, obviously, too. So, but it's setting up similar to what it's done in this range before. That's kind of what I'm focusing on. So we'll just keep an eye on things tomorrow, see if we can get a little more rally, see what prices we'll contend with. We didn't really get the consolidation. Like we had this consolidation yesterday and a lot of other days. We didn't really have that long of a consolidation. You could argue maybe this would be a bit of one, but it had a little more range to it than we've had. Usually we're holding a 21 or holding a range of some candles for about half an hour, 40 minutes before moving some more. We didn't really get that today. So we'll see if we get something like that again, or if that has gone away and now we're going to show some more triangles here. So if we do get a little more triangles tomorrow, look to play the extremes, the ranges, or the far ranges. So if it can establish something and then move inside of that, when it gets low, buy, and when it gets high, short. Buy some calls, buy some puts, and obviously be getting out of the other position. But as it consolidates, look for what it's setting up to do. Look for it to continue the trend, or if it's showing, okay, it's not going to pause, it's not going to bounce, it's getting ready to go, then look for that reversal. And this was a very quick reversal where it kind of S curved quickly here. It retested and then it continued lower. And this was, a manageable trade to get into and out of relatively quickly. Just setting 2R or 4R, whatever the target would be reasonably, So I think we'll have something like that set up tomorrow. We'll see if we can get some consolidation. All right. Hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.